G'day folks, and welcome to a Walrus Queen special edition of
Dumb Things DAO1 People Say, rolling like clouds on a rainy day. Words so wild they slip away. Who knew they'd make a fine display?
So today I want to start by bringing your attention to the smartmetasolutions.com Wealth Odyssey Summit and Gala event page. And this event is scheduled for Saturday, June 21st, 2025, so this weekend. And it states, join us for a day and night that could change everything. Get ready to step into a transformative experience designed to expand your understanding of DeFi, ignite personal growth, and strengthen your journey towards greater empowerment and autonomy. And if we scroll down a little bit, it says location, the Hilton Surfers Paradise, Queensland 4217. Your ticket equals full access. So the summit happens during the day and the gala happens at night. So Saturday daytime is a full day of training, interactive workshops, international guest speakers, morning tea, afternoon tea, and lunch catering. Access to exclusive information. Kids welcome, but if unsettled, please remove them from the room. And the nighttime gala includes roaming canapes and a rival drink, cash bar, an acclaimed DJ, a vibrant dance floor, SMS awards and recognition, and an unforgettable night of connection, celebration, and joy. And when I first saw this, I thought, imagine being on that dance floor with people like Jessica Soul and their sexy time with money. But wait, we're not at the dumb thing DAO1 People Say. abr.business.gov.au, an ABN lookup for Smart Meta Solutions. And as you can see, the entity name is the trustee for the Wallace Tribe Family Trust, and they currently have two business names, Smart Meta Solutions and Free to Explore. So Smart Meta Solutions is Martine and Nathan Wallace. Anyway, this show is not a breakdown of Nathan and Martine Wallace. This show is about the dumb things they say. And here, on their event page that is supposed to be at the Hilton, they talk about children's tickets, 14 years and under. A child ticket has been made available for parents who wish to bring a child 14 years or younger. Now, I would suggest bringing a child to somewhere where you talk about criminal activities. You know, maybe Child Protective Services should jump in here. But they say, please be aware that only full price adult tickets will be guaranteed a seat inside the glass house during the summit. Should the event sell out, children with a discounted ticket will have space to sit on the deck behind the glass house. See the image. And so just to clarify, the Island Glass House is not the Hilton. So if we scroll down, it still says location, the Hilton Surfers Paradise, Queensland 4217. And you know what the dumbest thing about this is? Is that I knew this event was no longer being held at the Hilton before any of the attendees knew. So if you're attending this event, first, we can laugh at Martine saying something dumb. But second, I'd be questioning, what else is Martine not telling us?
Dumb Things DAO1 People Say.
So now I want to talk about crypto mining, and this may become a little technical. I am going to try my best to simplify the language here. But when we're talking about cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency mining specifically, which is the process of generating the blocks and validating the transactions, there are two main mechanisms in use. The first one is called proof of work, and that is when computers will perform cryptographic equations, also referred to as hashing, basically complicated math functions. And when a computer is able to guess or calculate the hash for the next block, that computer is rewarded for generating the block. Now, many people probably still don't understand what I just said, and that's fine. Just know that proof of work, like the name suggests, requires physical work, requires computer equipment to perform tasks in order to get the reward. The other type of mining, which is no longer really mining, but is referred to as staking. This is proof of stake, which is another consensus mechanism that by staking an amount of crypto, you are then able to become a validator and validate transactions. And by doing so, you will receive a portion of the transaction fee. So the main difference, one requires work and one requires a stake, or essentially an investment. Now let's just clarify that Apertum is a subnet from Avalanche. Their EVM chain ID 2786. You can verify that with the information they share. And as we scroll down, we can see the consensus method is Snowman++. So here is Investopedia, and anyone that searched the internet for financial advice has probably come across this site. And they say, what is Avalanche? Avalanche is a network of blockchains that uses a proof of stake consensus algorithm called the Snowman Consensus Protocol. Okay, now I get that I've used probably a lot of confusing terms in this, but when I pointed out earlier the difference between proof of work and proof of stake, Avalanche is based on proof of stake. Apertum, their consensus method, Snowman++, is a proof of stake method of consensus. Now, why is that important? Because Martine is going to spend the next 5 minutes or so telling us why proof of work mining rewards are not considered a security by an American regulator. Even though we're in Australia and the SEC has no jurisdiction here, and Avalanche nor Apertum utilize proof of work mining, Martine is going to tell us why. She is potentially one of the dumbest people in DAO1.
Now, some people will say it's a security. Well, there's more, cryptos have many gray areas, but there's more and more regulation coming to it. And the SEC confirms proof of work, crypto mining doesn't fall under security laws. So if people are telling you this, they're misinformed, and they can do a very basic internet search and see that it is not a security.
Dumb things DAO1 people say.
So Martine says there has never been a platform, organization, company, protocol, whatever they want to call them, that has ever been so transparent. They call Apertum open source. So here is Martine Walrus, also known as the Walrus coin. And on this Apertum blockchain, we have minted our own tokens here in celebration of the Walrus. So the Walrus coin, we have a max total supply of 5 billion Walrus. And here, if we look at the contract, we can see the green tick. We can see the contract source code is verified as an exact match, okay? And here is the source code. And although you might not understand that, you can probably agree that this is human readable. If we have a look at the bytecode, this is the compiled bytecode from this source code. And I'm sure you can probably agree that this is not human readable. Also take note of the green tick there. Now remember, this is on their transparent, never before done with such transparency blockchain. If we take a look at the contract details for the Apertum Minebot, here is the contract. There is no green tick, and all we have is compiled bytecode. There is no source code here. Let me just show you this again. Contract source verified for Martine Walrus for the Minebot. So first I'll show you Dirk showing us how transparent and open source these Minebots are. And then we'll come back to the Walrus and hear what she says about Apertum DAO1 being transparent.
People always ask me about, is everything visible? Yes, it is, of course. The Apertum blockchain is on Chainlist. We are on GitHub. Everything is transparent. You can see everything. Why is the mining bot contract not out there? It is, guys. When you go to the Explorer of our blockchain and you type in mine, you will see minebot. This is the minebot contract that you are sitting on with the mining bots. 62,000 mine bots are out there. You see 14,000 holders are out there of mining bots. Here you see the contract creation code, the deployment code, everything is there. If you want to read it, if you want to see it, if you want to control it, you can see it everywhere. Everything is transparent, everything is out there.
You get used to it. I don't even see the code. All I see is blonde, brunette, redhead.
Now, is DAO1 safe? Is it a scam, pyramid scheme? So this is a very common question that people have. What you need to understand is it is not a company, it's a protocol. It's powered by blockchain technology, which means every transaction is recorded, traceable, and transparent. I don't know of any other business model that has this amount of transparency. You can see everything.
Dumb things DAO1 people say.
So, Martine and friends would like to throw around the term Web3, Web2, Web1. And as someone who started web development back in the 90s, I can tell you exactly what is meant by Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. But in my words, Web 1 referred to static websites. A page of text, simple graphics. They were not too heavy because back in that era we were on dial-up. But Web 1, static websites set up primarily for business landing pages, and then websites like social media came out. Websites like Facebook, MySpace, if you remember MySpace, Instagram, YouTube, which allowed users to post content on the internet without actually building their own website. That's Web 2. And now they talk about Web 3 being decentralized applications, distributed networks, which includes blockchains and cryptocurrencies. And when we're talking about Web 3, we're specifically talking about decentralized information. For example, Facebook, Meta control their database, control all the information, whereas a decentralized network, Web 3, is not controlled by a centralized company. Now, Martine is now going to explain to us what she thinks Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3 mean. And she also invents an imaginary Web 0.
First, I want to talk about the web eras because a lot of people are like, what is Web 3? What is Web 2? And so this is essentially how we got here. So if we look at Web 0, like cash, and the beautiful thing about cash, if you have $50 and you go pay cash everywhere and then everyone continues to pay cash, that value stays the same. Now, what happened when Web 1 was introduced, digital banking, this was the start of control in centralized institutions. So we have cards, and you think about $50 when you go tap your card. You tap your card, tap your card, tap your card, and every time they're just shaving a little bit off, shaving a little bit off, shaving a little bit off. That $50 is gone in not that much time. And so then if we move through, we look at what's Web 2. So that is mobile apps and fintech, think Facebook, Instagram, and the cost is our user data. We are basically the commodity there. Then we have Web 3, which is definitely worth getting excited about. It empowers users with true ownership via crypto, wallets, and self-custody.
Dumb things DAO1 people say.
Here we go. Where are we going, Brookie?
Hey, going to see my cousin. I'm so excited. And then we're catching up with some of our team.
Time to socialise.
Woohoo!
And so while all the fake influencers are getting ready to attend the Wealth Odyssey Summit and Gala at this stage at the island Glass House, and at this stage may not even have been notified that it's no longer at the Hilton. Imagine if you heard it first from me. I thought we would finish off today with an endorsement from Joseph Haidt about our very own walrus coin. Now, I'm interested to hear what is your favorite dumb things DAO1 people said in today's video, even though everything is associated with Martine. She will be receiving some free walrus coins. for participating in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for your wonderful support, and I'll catch you in the next one.
So, Joseph, thank you for all you do, and please share like what's happening. Why are you so excited?
Thank you very much. Good morning from Europe to you. Good evening, most probably. I hope you can hear me good. Yes, if not, please type in chat. Martin, can you see me? And all other people.
Yes, you're pinned, Joseph, and I'm just fixing the chat settings, so you'll be able to see those hopefully.
Perfect. So thank you very much to come in so big numbers, and we will help you to grow your team and to see you each time with more team members, yes, and more stronger. As already mentioned, 3 months since start of Apertum blockchain, since start of DAO1, and already huge.
Fucking walrus coin to the fucking moon, guys. Walrus coin to the moon.
Very good. Very nice.
Dumb things DAO1 people say, rolling like clouds on a rainy day. Words so wild they slip away. Who knew they'd make a fine display?
Yeah, so there's someone that really doesn't understand cryptocurrency or blockchain.
No.